Good morning, my friends. How are we? As you are coming on, as always, please let me know that you can hear me, that we're up the right way. Just trying to double, triple check that this is working. Okay, there we go. It is. All right. So welcome to the Coffee Run Live episode 627. Whether you are tuning in to join us live on Facebook as we go live every Tuesday, or you might be catching up on a replay on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, it could, like in many, many places. I know that this goes out all over the place. So welcome. One of the things that I wanted to talk with you about today is a question that I actually was getting a lot when I was in like full-blown work mode, and even coming back into work mode now, even though it's certainly not as full on as what it used to be because of the choices that I am making, but it's still a big thing, and that is mindset. Like, how do I manage my mindset? How do I continue to, show up? How do we come back from setbacks or time off or things not quite going our way? And for you, that might look like not getting the interaction that you want. It might look like not getting the sales that you want. It might be struggling to maintain discipline, or, just needing to do the things that you know that you need to do that is going to make money, right? And that is marketing and sales. Without marketing, you don't get the visibility. Without sales, you're not making the money. So those two things really go hand in hand. And so I suppose there's a bit of a mindset thing that needs to come in. And there's a few different examples that I would like to share with you today. So the first one, I remember in 2014, I had been in this business for already 4 years, and things were going beautifully at work. So in my business, things were going great guns. I was doing about $1 million a year, or just shy of. Oh no, it was about $1 million actually. I had an awesome team. I had a really excellent, really excellent team. I had great clients. Was having great ideas. It was awesome. I was traveling all around the place, but I was absolutely all encompassed and engrossed in business. And I think that we go through periods of needing to do that to get to where we need to be. But for me, it was like almost at the exclusion, not at the exclusion, but almost at the exclusion of all else. So I had to put in some really firm boundaries around my time and what I was doing, and how, like, the hours that I was working, my availability for the family and my friends and stuff. And it was really tricky. But one of the things that I really wanted to work on was around the connection and the relationship that I had with my children and my husband. So what we decided to do was to start going on morning walks. Now, I remember that it was always before school, like my kids, so we're 10 years ago now. So the kids were 5, 7, and 12, right? So 5, 7, and 12. And it was a really big thing to kind of like try and bring us all together. And so we decided to do morning walks, and this is before school. So we needed to be out the door by 7 so that we were back home by 7:45. And I loved it. I thought it was really great, but it was really tricky. But one of the things that we started to do throughout that time was we would have conversations on all of the walks. They'd be chatting and playing. We invented a morning walk game called the Puddle Jump Olympics, and Dom and I would make up these different competitions for the children, and they would do that because, they're competitive. And so it was a really interesting kind of process that we implemented with them. And so 10 years ago, and it's something that Dom and I still carry on today. Not the Puddle Jump Olympics part normally, but we talk about it quite often, which is, kind of funny and cute, I think. Beautiful to have those memories. But one of the things that I remember when we first started was that I would kind of like, the alarm would go off, and I'm like, ugh. I knew that we had to get up, and the first thought was, oh my God, I am so tired. and, you swing your feet out of the bed and you're ready to go. And it was really hard to drag myself, even, and the children of the family, out of the gate. And I remember having this really conscious thought as I stepped out of the side gate one day that was, you get to choose your state. Do you want to keep reinforcing this, I'm so tired, or do I want to reframe that into something that's a lot more powerful and more empowering and more resourceful? And so we did, and it was like a switch. I just went, I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to say that. So flick that switch and bang, turn on, like off we went. So that was for me, it was a really powerful thing. And Dom said that I did this the other day. It was another really funny thing. I've walked out. Dom was doing some workouts and stuff before me in the morning. I've walked down to the kitchen. I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Had a shitty sleep. And he was like, okay. And then I went to the bathroom and came back in, and I was like, oh, good morning. Like as if I'd almost erased that previous interaction. And on our walk that morning, he's like, do you realize that you walked in as one person and you left and then you came back in and you switched it over? So, no, actually, I hadn't noticed that. So it's something that I now do more unconsciously versus a conscious decision, but it's a really powerful reframe, I guess is the way that I would describe that. So you always get to choose how you feel. You get to choose the state that you are in. You are 100% in charge of feeling how you're feeling. So I think that's a really powerful mindset thing. And I think when you think about putting your stuff out there, when you think about getting out and talking to clients or potential clients, if you're thinking about your marketing, if you're putting that energy in, it's like, this is actually going to be great. This is going to connect with whoever it needs to connect with. This is going to be fun. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be vibrant. It's going to be insightful, or whatever, your words are for your people. That will really help the way that you approach things. The other really big mindset thing that I wanted to share with you today, so number one was changing your state. The second thing is around routine and discipline. So I've spoken about this for years, but if you haven't heard me say it in a while, then routine and discipline create freedom. So for me, the things that kind of like whittle away, like what are the things that undermine the things that you need to do? Or undermine your motivation or your inspiration. And one of those things is procrastination. I think, overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to make sure that you've got the right words, trying to make sure you're doing the right thing, trying to make sure that you're ticking all of the boxes. For me, I personally like to know that, all right, I do this and then I do this and then I do this, and then I've got a clean slate. It's all open for me to spend as much time as I need to, i.e. freedom, on those other things that are also important to me. So for example, the way that I manage my structure and routine every day is I'll make sure that I'm answering any messages that I've got and my emails. I'll double check my schedule. Then we go for a walk. I'll eat breakfast, and then I work out because I want the fuel to make sure that I'm able to, lift the weights, not with this arm yet, but lift the weights and do the things. And then once I've done that, once I've done my workout, then I'm like, all right, let's get into work. What needs to be done? And I need to make sure that my hair's right because, I always want my hair just right. So if you have got a structure in your day, then it allows the freedom and the space for you to be a lot more creative or impulsive if that's what you want to be. And to me, that's what equals freedom. It's like doing what you want, when you want, in the way that you want to be able to do it. I think you've got to get those things out of the way first. And that's really where that discipline comes in so that you can get what you want. I remember hearing someone talk about it, might even have been Gay Hendricks actually, talking about the things that what you prioritize in your day are the things that are the most important to you. So you all know my health challenges in the last couple of years. I'm not going to bang on about those again, but the thing that's really important to me, one of my top values at the moment, is absolutely health, almost over and above many other things in my world. So I want to make sure that I'm as healthy as I can be with the ability to eat chocolate as well, right? Because, you know, that's important to me. But health is the first and most important thing to me at the minute, and movement to get my body to continue to heal. And so that's why the first things that I do in the morning is making sure that I'm walking and working out, and then I'll get into work. And do those things. The other thing that's actually important to me is connection, which is where like Dom and I do our morning walks together. You've seen some of those photos going back out again, which is always fun. Not always fun, actually, because, you know, real life, but most of the time they're fun. Unless I feel like we had something to talk about, and then that's a different story. But it's a great way for us to be able to make sure that we're creating connection before the day goes nuts, which it inevitably does. I'm out of the house twice a week. He's at sometimes 3 times a week through the like at nighttime or through the days. He's busy with baseball a lot. We've got a lot of things that compete for our attention. So that morning walk is really important for movement and connection for us. So that creates the freedom then for other things to take importance and to take precedence, if you like, over over other things. So mindset, that which you prioritize, is the thing that you value most. So an example of this, I think it was Gay Hendricks, can't remember, is that if you're sitting studying, that at the first thing, and then you've got work later on, the thing that's most important to you is study. If you are sitting on the couch playing Candy Crush, then maybe the thing that's the most important thing for you at that time, the thing that you're prioritizing, is potentially rest and checking out, and that's okay. But just make sure that you're honest about, if you turn around and say, oh, look, business is the most important thing, getting clients is the most important thing, making money is the most important thing, but you are doing everything else known to man, including maybe like scrubbing the grout with a toothbrush, to like avoid doing the sales and marketing that is necessary to get clients and to service those clients, then maybe how you're defining your priorities, there might be a bit of a mismatch. And that can create friction in your world and in your results. So mindset matters. Make sure that you are doing the things that are important for you as soon as you can in the day, as you're waking up, making sure that you are programming yourself in a way that has you in an optimal state. So instead of, oh my God, I'm so tired, it might be, oh wow, like it's going to be a really great day today and I'll go to bed early. Yay. How are you going to reframe those perceived negative things? To me, if I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired, what that is telling you is that you are like, you're automatically just going like, I haven't had enough sleep, I'm a bit grumpy. How can you flick that around and change your self-talk and the way that you're framing the day? There you are, my friends. I hope that helps. We've got the hot seat coming up in May on the Gold Coast in exactly 1 month, 4 weeks. Super exciting. If you are not in yet and you're curious about it, make sure you let me know. We can talk about all of this and more for you and your schedule. If you're wanting to learn more about marketing, if you're wanting to get some things done, if you're wanting to learn how to make sales on the phones or on the internet, or anyway, let me know. If you want to write a book, that could be fun. If you need more structure because you need to be able to create that discipline, then we can do that too. The beautiful thing about this event is that it's all about you and what you need. So with that, get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. And please remember that the world is absolutely ready for your brand of awesome. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.